The mission today is pretty simple. I made a list and I gotta check all my connections, turn a nut on all the bolt connections, put all my screws in those connections out there. I don't know if I'll end up getting it in a video, but the detail, let me zoom in there. The detail for these corner connections was just a square cut beam screwed to the tab out there. And I was trying to keep everything a little bit tighter because I still got to have a plate up there, which is the window head. It would just be neater to keep everything in there. So I took a little bit of time to notch those down so they slipped into the flanges on both ends. And I miscalculated on that one. I think you saw me cut it, but I miscalculated on that one. I had to reach in with the Sawzall and cut a little bit more out, but it eventually went in correctly. Both ends are plumb, the corners are dialed in real nice. I'm just gonna put a string on it and make sure that these are holding it straight, and then I can anchor it to this wall. The plywood's halfway up, but I can tie all that together. And then the focus is today, pack the areas of beams. You can see some holes in the beam there. That's for some packing that then holds a hanger, which holds a beam that goes across to those holes there. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah. So there's some more packing there. And there's a hanger. It changes the joist direction out to that. And then these ones run this way. There's several areas of packing. I'm going to focus on that today. And see how it goes. I'd like to get the rest of these beams up. So there's one over my head that I just showed you. There's a small one that goes in there. That one's actually a drag strut, kind of holding the two sides together in that area. And then I have one more steel beam that goes at an angle on a grid line. It also acts as a lateral shear brace in the roof. It's kind of neat. And then there's a big heavy one that goes across the front there, creating that cantilever over that porch. Anyway, that's enough talking. I'm going to get to it. One more quick thing I wanted to add. I've got a lot of braces up doing different things, and there's a couple more. These steel beams are never quite as straight as you want. I mean, they're great, but not perfect. So sometimes you got to put them where you need them. If I can get all the side-to-side stuff, all the tie beams in, it'll help hold it, and I can remove at least half of the braces because, you know, the two sides will be held together, and braces on one side will certainly hold it all while I keep building, and it'll give me a little more room in here. It's just super tight. It's only 20 feet across this thing, long narrow house on this wing, and it just, you know, with a 9 or a 10 foot brace coming to the center everywhere, you just got to kind of weave through it. It's a pain in the butt. So we'll see if we can clean that up some. That's the goal. All right, so we need about a 4 foot piece there, and then that's all sleet. That's not snow. Cold. 2 feet from the short point to it. And it's a 5 1/4, so we go 5 3/8 because those PSLs are always fat. I don't think I can get down there. No, I can't do that. I'm just gonna put a nail here. Make sure you're seeing right there. Outside, we'll go for hooking. Even feet, 10 feet. 12 foot, 3 1/8. So it'll be 22 foot, 3 1/8. And another 2 footer. There's a torsion restraint here with a couple of hold downs. That's what the extra holes are. So we've got 22 foot, 3/8, a 2, and a 4 foot piece of 4x12. I hope I got enough. Let's see if we can get more. Inch and a half myself. 19, 22 foot, 3 1/8, over, backing up 5 3/8. This is past. We need a 38. I don't know what that's for. I have to go check my notes. The other way, so that's out of the way. Hit. Perfect. 24 and 48 out of that. All right, I think we got to route the back side of that. Battery, hang on. All right, looks like I got 11 in between the beams up there, or in between the flanges, so I'm taking it just shy of that. Ooh, I might just have enough. Some more washers. Washer on that. I'd rather have the bolt head to the framing side, just so there's less material to go around if I have to put something up to it, but I wouldn't be able to tighten it after the insulation and plywood fills the beam in, so. Okay, that's that part. I'm done packing this area and the hangers are in, which makes this beam eligible to be set next time I get the crane up, maybe later today. We'll see how I do on the rest of my list that I want to make sure I tick off first. That one is a weird one. It's a torsion control for that connection. I've got HDU4s on that, a pair of them. They go to an LSL. It's pretty much just a drag strut. The other end sits in a normal hanger, top flange hanger, and it's controlled by the nailing or screws through the sheeting to it. That one is not strapped, but there is other ones that are. So I'll cover that when I get to it. I think I'm gonna have a cup of coffee and get back at it. This is awesome. It is either snowing or sleeting or something. I'm just getting a window rough opening a second ago and I turned around and it was dumping. All right. I always say when the flakes start to get big, it's getting close to stopping, but it really just started. Awesome. Anyway, I think right up here is 2 or 4 of the holes that I forgot to drill back at the yard. I need to pack that beam to catch a hanger on each side for the rim that kind of butt into that. They're not top flange, they need a direct connection. I think I'll get out the mag drill and do that next, just so that they're all done. first. One washer short. What the heck? Alright, I'm making a new trip. Yeah, that's 436 right there. That'll work. Winner. Okay, come on back. Alright, these come with 1.5 inches, and I keep 2-inch around. Probably not that it really matters, but I just packed it out with a 1/2 inch that's not bolted. I could have put it inside, this was just easier. So I'll do my due diligence and use a longer screw. And the battery's super dead. Hang on. Maybe 4 of these up here for that. Well, we're going to tighten these bolts next, but you don't need to watch that. This is the day it's been snowing and sleeting off and on, but the sun's trying to come out right now, and it really makes the woods pretty. Look at that. All right, there is a thick coat of ice on everything right now. I expected to see a bunch of snow up here because I had 2 inches at my house. I'm just going to go around and measure and cut beams for a little while, so I'm not having to spend time up there. But that's slick. piece I pulled out of there, which is right, where's my finger? Right there. That was for the front door beam that I just measured, the porch beam. And I needed it back, so I cut those other joists there for the stairwell while I was doing it. Got that 10-footer out of it, and we're off. Just took that up there. I got a load of TJIs coming with the hangers I've been waiting for the rest of the beam, so I'm going to put you back on time-lapse as I move stuff around to get ready for the truck. 28 foot 5.5, and we've got two rims, which is 3 5/8 at a 30 degree, so it's like 4 3/16, I think, and we're going to take that off twice, so it'll be 8 3/8. A little ugly at the top. Good thing we're capping it. All right, I'm not going to anchor that beam in. I may have to pull it back out. I've got some joists going in there that are hollow in the middle to allow for some internal rain drains, and I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to have to pull that. My plan is to fish some pieces of full-length cast iron pipe into those bays as I roll the joists, and I'm not sure if I got enough room. I think it's kind of tight, so I may have to lift that back out
and be able to slide that pipe in. So we'll see. It's easy enough to screw it in later. I'm going to work on the steel beam next. Forward. Kind of dark. Okay, that acute angle tab up there, I couldn't get the bolts I have in from the back side. I want the nut out so I can turn a nut with paint marking, and I think I have some shorter ones at home that I can pull those out one at a time and then shove them out from inside. There's just not enough room between the back of that bolt tab, or shear tab, bolt tab, and the web of the beam. So I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to put everything away. It's late. I'd like to interject here for a minute. I just left the time lapse off for 3 whole areas. I don't know if you saw any of that, but I've been packing them off for a little while now. I thought I turned it on. My bad.
right, well, we got snow again last night. I had way more at my house. I thought this place would be buried too, but it was not. So we're just gonna slop it out today. I got a little rigging repair to do here. All right, what I got is I got these Crosby hooks here. It's got kind of it's a gate. I'm using them not as they're intended. I just run a bridle on the crane. You've seen that 1-inch double strap, way more than enough capacity for what the crane can lift or what I lift with it with these. I just need to be able to quickly choke stuff and unchoke it without having to fish everything back through the eye. This is actually the incorrect kind of connector. It should be a flat web one, but I'm not anywhere close to the capacities that would really be endangering me on this. But I've been eyeing a setup like this for some time. It's kind of an integrated chain connector hook. The fancy ones are super expensive, but the middle of the road stuff is actually better, so that's what I went with. This has a little bit more robust hook on it. It's not quite a self-closer, and that would be the next step, but I think this is going to work out good, mostly because it takes out a little element of this, so I think naturally it's going to hang better. So I'm just going to swap these out this morning and see how it goes. I'll fix the gate on these and use them for something else. I do like them. They are Crosby after all. That little piece in there is like a spring grabber, and it keeps that from falling out. I like that. I think that's going to work well. This other hook, I was using my fall protection thing inappropriately again to set some beams. One of these was open, and when I slacked it down, more than once it was actually unhooking itself, and it was a little disconcerting. So it's hard enough to pay attention to everything, and I just wanted to remove this from the system. So now that's gone. We'll just bag these back up. Like I said, I'll fix the gate and use it for something else. Okay, I'll change the other one. Okay, sometimes it's just easier to process a project or a pile of wood than it is to move it around. My goal today is to finish cutting and prepping all the sections of joists so that I can get them flown into position when it's time, when the rest of the hangers show up. I'm waiting on some skewed hangers. And that is a wall in the entryway that was made out of 2x8, so I'm just gonna cut those. And then there's a few of these that got ordered extra, but I'm going to bundle them with the ones that are around the corner and tarp them, and I can use them on the next floor up. So I have a long lumber wrapper that'll cover them up. Anyway, that's the plan. All right, had to put the frontline rain gear on. It's not letting up. I have almost everything cut now. I have to cut this little section over the entryway here. I can't cut this section because I don't have that beam in.
But I'm just cutting and stacking everything vertical and tying it together with banding. That way I can crane it all into position real easy first part of next week. I have this section here to cut. This is cut from here this way. I have this to cut. The last 4 here are micro limbs. I gotta notch them down for a shower. Walk-in shower needs to be flush with the floor up there. So those are down around the corner. So I'll go and tarp that and bring those up and get those cut. And then I also have to finish measuring this stuff out here. We're having a set of parallel cord trusses built for that so we can fish some internals through it. So I'll get those measured and ordered today. There's pretty quick turnaround time for those guys, so they'll be here next week probably. Anyway, you can get to it. All right, just rolling away. Sun decided to come out. Quit snowing. Blue sky.